We all know that across-the-board tariffs are a tax on everybody. All the major economists have said so. Kamala has talked about it over and over again. But, I'm going to give him a little bit of credit. The way he's been thinking about tariffs and trade now, something's a little bit lost. And now his trade policies, particularly with tariffs, are basically just gibberish. Do you hear what I'm saying? I honestly think that he used to understand how tariffs work. Back in the 90s and the early 2000s, he was a little bit errant when he talked about trade policy, and he actually made a little bit of sense.
Ever wondered what happens when two billionaires duke it out on live TV? Well, grab your popcorn, folks, because Mark Cuban just went full beast mode on Donald Trump. In a jaw-dropping interview that's got everyone talking, Cuban didn't just criticize Trump, he absolutely roasted him like a marshmallow at a campfire. And trust me, you don't want to miss the burns he served up. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Ever wonder what happens when a shark smells blood in the water? Well, Mark Cuban just turned Trump's business record into an all-you-can-eat buffet of failures. And let me tell you, he's not holding back on the seasoning.
Donald Trump wants you to have a lousy Christmas. Donald Trump is that Grinch, the Grinch that wants to steal your Christmas. All the toys, sporting goods, clothes, shoes, backpacks, even the good old book of dad jokes that I get every single Christmas. People just don't realize how many of the products that we use on a daily basis are made in China. It's a lot. And this time next year, you're going to be making decisions on the Christmas presents you want to buy for family and friends, won't you?
Cuban's diving into Trump's so-called business empire, and it's like watching a comedy roast where the jokes write themselves. He's comparing Trump's flops to everyday failures, and suddenly, we're all feeling a little better about that time we burnt toast. Now, we've all heard about Trump's steaks, right? Cuban jokes that they were about as successful as a vegetarian BBQ joint in Texas. Picture it, a bunch of cows standing around laughing their tails off at the idea of Trump selling meat. It's like trying to sell ice to Eskimos, but the ice is made of plastic and painted orange. But wait, there's more. Cuban's just getting warmed up.
I've learned a lot about business, including how tariffs work. Now, he has this crazy notion that putting a tariff of 60% on every single product imported from China is a good idea. Their costs for everything they sell, or most of the things they sell, could go up by 60%.
He quips that Trump Airlines crashed harder than a paper airplane in a hurricane. Ouch. Can you imagine boarding a plane with Trump's face plastered on the side? It's like a flying version of his toupee, unstable and likely to fall apart at any moment. As Cuban keeps dishing out the zingers, you can almost hear the collective oohs and ahs from the audience. It's like watching a master chef at work, except instead of gourmet meals, he's serving up roasted Trump with a side of brutal honesty. But hold on to your MAGA hats, folks, because Cuban's got an even bigger business blunder up his sleeve. He drops this bombshell. Trump's biggest mistake was refusing to divest from his businesses when he became president. Talk about a plot twist. Cuban argues that this created more conflicts of interest than a family game night with the Kardashians. He suggests that if Trump had just put his assets in a blind trust like other presidents, he might have actually made more money. Imagine that. Trump could have been richer if he just followed the rules for once. It's like finding out the cheat code to life, but being too stubborn to use it.
If Donald Trump is elected and he puts these 60% tariffs on Chinese products, they are all going up. All those things you buy are going up. It'll be up so much you won't be able to afford the presents that you want for your family and friends. Not by 10% or 20%, but by 50 or 60% or more. That's how bad the tariffs he wants are. I didn't hear you.
But Cuban's not done roasting the Donald just yet. He takes a swipe at Trump University, calling it a scam where the only thing students learned was how to spot a scam. It's like a masterclass in irony. You pay to learn how not to get ripped off, only to realize you've just been ripped off. To top it all off, Cuban suggests a new title for Trump's business dealings, The Art of the Squeal. It's a nod to Trump's history of bankruptcies and failed ventures, which Cuban argues are about as impressive as a participation trophy in the business world. Alright folks, you thought we were done with Trump's mishaps? Well, hold on to your hair pieces because Mark Cuban's just getting started. He's about to uncover a truth about Trump's appearance that's more shocking than finding out the Donald actually pays his taxes. Spoiler alert, it involves more dye than a tie-dye festival. Cuban kicks things off by talking about the importance of looking sharp in business. You know, the usual stuff. Pressed suits, shiny shoes, and hair that doesn't look like it's trying to escape your head. But then, he drops a bombshell about Trump's infamous "do that'll make your jaw drop faster than Trump's approval rating." Remember that viral moment when Trump's hair was flapping in the wind on Air Force One? Cuban couldn't resist poking fun at it, suggesting it was more than just a bad hair day. He joked that Trump's hair had a mind of its own, probably plotting its great escape from the Donald's scalp. I mean, can you blame it? But wait, there's more. Cuban claims that Trump's hair routine is more complicated than his tax returns. He jokes that it takes a team of stylists, 2 cans of hairspray, and a small army of lawyers to keep that do in place. Maybe that's why Trump's always running late. He's stuck in hair and makeup. Now brace yourselves for the real shocker. Cuban reveals that Trump's natural hair color isn't blonde or orange, but drumroll please, plain old Grandpa Gray. That's right, folks. The golden mop we've all come to know and, well, know is nothing but an elaborate dye job. Cuban quipped that Trump's hair is just trying to match his gilded toilets. Talk about a commitment to brand consistency. But Cuban wasn't done yet. He decided to get creative with Trump's campaign slogans. Instead of "Make America Great Again," how about "Make America's hairlines great again"? It's a nod to Trump's receding hairline. But hey, at least it's bipartisan. Baldness doesn't discriminate based on political affiliation. And you know how Trump's always going on about windmills. Well, Cuban's got a theory about that too. He humorously suggested that Trump's obsession with windmills stems from his fear that a strong gust might blow his comb over away. Can you imagine? Trump versus the wind, the ultimate showdown. Now that's a pay-per-view event I'd watch. Looks like Cuban's roast of Trump is hotter than a Mar-a-Lago summer barbecue. The billionaire's zingers are already stirring up a social media storm, and you can bet your last Trump vodka bottle that the Donald won't stay quiet for long. Experts are saying this celeb showdown might just shape how folks see political bigwigs. It's like a reality TV show, but with way more consequences for democracy. While we wait for Trump to fire up his Twitter fingers, or whatever platform he's using these days, let's remember that in the world of politics, it's not just about what you say. It's about how orange you look saying it, how much your hair defies gravity, and how many times you can say huge in one sentence. So grab your popcorn, folks. This political circus is far from over. Team Cuban or Team Trump, one thing's for sure, American politics has never been this entertaining or terrifying.